Chapter 1158. Maddox raised the abyss staff high into the air, and a black whirlpool about a dozen meters wide appeared above his head. The whirlpool seemed to be connected to another terrifying world, radiating a terrible aura. Almighty God of darkness, please bless me with the power to banish this slow life before me. As Maddox continued to pray, a black pillar of light descended from the whirlpool and pierced through Maddox's body. Roaring black spiritual flames enveloped him at once. In an instant, Maddox had completely absorbed all of the spirit energy. His already morphed body turned even more terrifying. Maddox's figure grew by another 5 meters and was covered in terrifying black spiritual flames. Red laser-like beams shot out of his eyes, and 2 gigantic wings flapped on his back. They seemed to fan the spiritual flames further, causing the air around him to catch fire. All at once, the air within a 10-meter radius around Maddox was enveloped in a huge, terrifying force field. Everyone trembled in its wake as if they were being hunted by this terrible monster. Lucia, Demi, and the rest turned pale and were unable to stand straight. Even Maddox's followers were terrified. It was clear that this force field was beyond what they could withstand. A sense of terror surged out toward Wilbur like a roaring tide, but he used his powerful spirit energy to fight against it. 2 invincible forces collided with each other, making the air rumble with thunder. Maddox let out a crazed peal of laughter. "Your time's up, young man. Say your last words to the God of Darkness when you meet him to be punished." A black ring of light about the size of a fist lit up above the abyss staff as a deathly aura filled the square. "Behold, the halo of death!" Maddox burst out laughing. "No one can withstand its holy power." Maddox looked like a demon who had descended on Earth then, crazed and terrifying. The halo of death was still in the middle of condensing its energy, filling the air with its deathly aura. Lucia, Demi, Sophie, and the other spectators clutched their chests, half kneeling on the ground as their expressions twisted in agony. Isaac and the other followers felt their breathing shorten as well, trembling from head to toe. Just then, Wilbur put Dark Disperse away and summoned the historical halberd. He jerked the weapon lightly, and it lit up with brilliantly colored spiritual flames all over. Wilbur said, "I got this halberd from a senior of mine. In it are 3 different combat skills, of which I have only learned one so far. Let's test out its power today." Maddox laughed loudly. "What kind of bullshit skill is this supposed to be? Nothing is worthy in the face of the force of the God of Darkness." Wilbur smirked. "I might believe you if you told me that the God of Darkness was going to descend and show up, but all you've done is merely sacrifice your own soul to get more power. You're just a liar. You're asking for death." Maddox flared up in fury from the humiliation. The spiritual flames on his body shot into the sky as the halo of death on the abyss staff widened by the second. Just then, Wilbur let out a cry. The dragon's crystal and spiritual furnace in his body began to spin in a frenzy as the dragon's head on his back lit up. Dragon's power, spiritual energy, and thunder energy all condensed into the historical halberd. The halberd began to tremble, exploding with terrifying pressure as a set of inscriptions appeared on it. Maddox's expression shifted at once. He could sense that the power of the halberd put him at great risk. He let out a roar, activating the halo of death at once. The ball of black light turned into a thin, focused laser, shooting straight at Wilbur. It was jet black in color, blocking everyone's vision as if they had just been yanked into an endlessly dark abyss. A powerful deathly aura surged out, making everyone's chest race. They clutched their chests with their hands as if their hearts would burst out of their chests at any moment. Everyone was terrified and shaken to their core. The light coming from the halo of death already felt terrifying enough from afar. How was Wilbur going to take such an attack head-on?